Hey everybody, Patrick from hdrgb here again today. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. And today I wanted to talk about some Sega Game Gears, specifically these three ones I have here. And I wanted to talk about sort of the maintenance and upkeep that you have to put into some of these consoles, because otherwise they do not really stand the test of time. So this whole video is going to be about the Sega Game Gear, and I'm just going to talk and show a little bit about what bad sound sounds like coming out of one of these and what you might expect if you pick one of these up these days, and then what better sound will result if you change the electrolytic capacitors specifically on the soundboard. So these are just maintenance steps that in many cases need to be done unless I would say you got lucky and the console was never used and stored, and the original, product didn't degrade over time. For example, if it's left in a humid room, that console is less likely to survive. As the package says, store in a cool, dry place, right? So before we get started, please, if this is your first time here, just make sure to destroy the like button. The destroying and the destruction and the beating up of the like button really, really helps guys like me out, because it allows me to keep pumping out content and just figuring out what you guys like. And what I figured out you like is you like Sega, and I like Sega, so we're all about Sega, okay? So we're just going to go through this. So I have three Game Gears here, and I bought two of them in a lot. One of them was said to be, working, and the other one was said to be the screen. There was something wrong with it, so I haven't diagnosed it yet. But I do have here a completely recapped Game Gear, which I did the capacitors for. And the original problem with this one is when I got it, the sound was very dim. You could barely hear it, even when the knob was cranked up. Okay. And then the picture was very, very dim, even with the brightness all the way up. So by restoring this to, as close as possible to its default, you get to see sort of what the console looked and supposed to sound like today. A lot of these things go bad because they don't stand the test of time, and rather than repairing them, people stop using them and discard them. So I want to fix up as many of these as I can. So let's just plug a few of them in. So the Game Gear originally takes 6 batteries, as we know, and if you don't, then here we go. 3 here, 3 here. That is an absolute absurd amount of batteries. And parents must have killed their children. I know my parents did when I bugged them about charging and all that stuff. So the best way to play it these days is realize that you're probably not going to be taking this to go. You're probably going to be using it with a wall outlet. So I have here my Genesis Model 2 power supply. This is the original one that came with it, the one that works with the Model 2 Genesis. We just plug it right in, and here we go. So okay, so I forget what's wrong with this one, so let's find out. There's a screeching noise coming from the sound. Okay, let's turn it off. Okay, we can see the pixels are all messed up here. So, could be a lot of things. So, typically what I do is I replace the screens if they're duds, but I will try to replace the capacitors on them first to see if these things go away. Now, I'm not a screen expert. I'm pretty good at removing the old and putting in the new. I don't know if this is repairable even through a capacitor replacement. If somebody that has done this before or seen this issue, tell me, because I'm wondering why so many of them would break or bump or lose color. So my take with this one is I would just do a capacitor replacement regardless, and then replace the screen if it doesn't fix the problem. I don't have any screens right now, so this is something I would do later. So this is full brightness right now, and you have to tilt the Game Gear to see it. So that's full brightness, and when you limit it, it almost like the picture disappears, and then you can really see it. So we'll just get the picture back somewhat, okay? And then here's the sound. And this is the sound at the cap. I Pushed it all the way. So not bad. You can at least make out the sound on this. But that screen thing is an issue. So that is one Game Gear down. Another Game Gear. So yeah, capacitor replacements. Okay, this one is grimy. We got to get all the pandemic sauce right off of this. Clean it up. Yeah, you know, I always clean my consoles when I get them like this. Like, you know, I don't blame anyone for shipping it like this, depending on what you're selling it for, I guess. But I would typically take even a toothpick and clean all this gunk out. I just like to sell my products as, you know, clean as possible. And it's not always the case where I'm so fine with it, but, you know, it's nice to fix them up. And overall, the shape is okay. So let's see what's up with this one. Okay, so here we got a good screen. Okay. So, okay, so yeah, they just kind of have opposite problems. So, I mean, I guess I could like marinate them, but no, you want to do a cap replacement. So this screen is really good. And when I say really good, obviously it doesn't look like one of the new McWill screens, which we recently offloaded our last one. Man, difficult install, but well worth it, well worth it. Expensive screens. That's why the labor is so, or sorry, the parts and labor, you know, is so expensive. The price of the consoles are so expensive. But as for the original screens, yeah, just doing a cap replacement will help them. So this has a pretty good screen and no dead pixels, right? So again, guys below, please comment and tell me if you see why the screen breaks up like that. If it's just caps, you know, straightforward enough. If it's the screen itself, then that's something I want to explore as I start fixing more of these Game Gears. Okay, so now when we do the volume, here, this is off. Okay, I don't know how it comes up on camera, but it's almost non-existent, the sound. That's max. So yeah, the soundboard definitely needs the caps replaced, okay? So when we turn this off, now we'll put in a Game Gear that I cleaned up pretty well. See how I was saying about the gunk? That one had the gunk too, but I just cleaned it up really nice. So this is one I sold to a lucky customer, and for an original shell and unit, like it's in really nice shape. Yeah, so I did a full cap replacement because it had the sound issue as the other one. The screen was okay, but the sound was off, and I didn't replace the screen on this one because this one looks pretty good. Regular, like, age-related blemishes. Some of them are like really scratched up, like that screen, really one. This one, a lot better. So, power, we got the thing. Okay, we're going to turn the volume off. Okay, there we go. So this is, you know, the original look of it. Replacing the electrolytic capacitors will just restore this thing to how it should be, assuming there was no other issues with it. And I think this looks great. I used to play this with the lights off. It's kind of hard, actually. I should probably turn the lights off to get a... It's just what you did with the Game Gear. Like, that's how you played it. It's funny. The Game Boy, you needed the lights on to see it. And with the Game Gear, it was the opposite. It was lights off. It was just kind of like the advertising from kids to adults. I would kind of equate it to, right? It was just a way different kind of world, but really cool with the Sega stuff. And then here's the sound. Okay, so this is about halfway. Okay, and that's full. Big difference, right? New caps. I'll have to turn it down. So that's awesome. That's awesome. I was really happy. So anyways, guys, this is why you do a capacitor replacement on the Sega Game Gear. If you have any good memories of this, let me know. I'd love to talk Game Gear with people, or if this is your first time seeing it, let me know what you think. I'm hoping that one day we get some brand new drop-in-place screens. I know there's the McWill that we did. There's, I think, 2 other vendors that are trying to come up with them, but, you know, supply and demand, hard to get. I think we're going to have to wait till China gets a hold of them, mass produces them, so we can start getting these out to the masses and make sure everybody enjoys a Game Gear with these wonderful screens. For now, until then, we got to keep restoring these original ones, keep it good, keep it smooth, keep it running Sonic at all times. Thank you very much for checking out. Please, again, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Peace out, everybody. See ya.